Right, if I get nothing else done, I'm going to have a go at repairing the lawnmower. So the belt snapped on the lawnmower, and the blade boss with the two pins that holds the blade central and square also sheared off because we hit a big cobble, and it basically destroyed the blade and the boss and snapped the belt at the same time. So just as a bit of a quick tutorial for anybody that might find this helpful, this is a Honda 1211. It's a HF1211H. It's the hydrostatic. So basically, I'll give you a rundown of what we did. Through the peephole here, when you remove the peephole, there's a 13mm nut holding it down. You simply remove that 13mm nut. You take off the gear stick handle, the drive shaft handle, and the blade lowering handle, and there they are, basically, an orange one and a black one. Take out the back seat pan, just a little clip, lift it off. That's the front panel, it's just a clip, takes it off so you can get at that one nut. Once you've done that, you have to put the deck into the lowest position, and then you just lift up on this and carefully, and you've got to wiggle this until it comes free, and then the whole thing tilts back and holds secure on this steel retaining clipper here. So whilst I'm doing this, I thought, right, okay, so we've taken off, this is the air filter, we've taken the air filter out, we've cleaned the air filter, cleaned the sponge, put it back and reassembled. I wasn't going to video this, but I thought it might be a good tutorial for anyone who needs to do a repair on their Honda lawnmower. Very modularised, and good old Honda make maintenance a breeze. Now, I'm not a mechanic, and this is my first attempt at doing this, so together we'll go through it. So I need to get the new belt onto here. It needs to go around the back of this pulley here, and then it needs to go around the engine pulley here. And I was wondering, how am I going to get this to do this? And what I discovered is, here at the back, they slide up. Which allows you to slip the belt on the back. So that's good. But you don't have the same luxury here, and around the back of there. I also discovered there seems to be a brake on here from the drive mechanism, which is up here, this. And when I move that, you'll see the tensioner moving as well. So when you put that into the drive mode, that releases this braking around the back, so I should be able to get the belt in. But in order to do that, I've loosened this nut here, which is a 13mm nut. Do not take this all the way off, because there's a key, woodruff key in this, but you should be able to lift it just high enough to slip the belt on. I can't do this one-handed, of course, but there you go, you can see that will lift. I've obviously got to back it off a little bit more. So that's the next step, trying to get the belt around here. Right, sorry I wasn't able to video this, but I'm going to go over it in detail with you. So basically what I done was I did lift this right off, this nut, and I put it in here. And I had to very, very gently bring this up high enough, just high enough, so I could slip the belt down the back, and likewise with the one round the corner and there. Once I got it round this bit here, reseated this, got the screw back in. Then round the back of this pulley wheel here, you'll see another rod here behind, and that goes between that rod and this tensioning wheel. Now, in an ideal world, what you'd do now, and I should do it, in fact I'm going to do it to show you the correct way. You can see how this belt runs up on an angle round the back pulley. So what you should do is, once you've got it on to your main hub, is to lift this deck up a bit like that to pretty much level it with the back pulley, which will give you that little bit more slack. You can see I've already got it on the back pulley here. Now what I had to do, and as I said, this was nice because it's just a case of sliding that up, so you've got to get the belt obviously between that. You get the idea. But it's fiddly, but you can do it. And then I just turned the motor pulley to feed it round. Now then, it's still not fully on. Now I'm going to get underneath and show you how I'm going to try to video the last part on how we put this onto the back pulley. Right, so I'm not sure how the wind's affecting this, but I'm underneath the lawnmower now, and this is the deck. We've got the blade to replace as well and try and get that boss off there. But so here's the back pulley, as I was showing you. So once you get it over the front pulley and threaded the way it should go, you can see there's two belts on these, and that one there's the drive belt for the hydrostatic. That's the forward and reverse. The belt's actually still good on this, so we aren't replacing the drive belt, we're only replacing this one here. Make sure you have these propped up secure and the handbrake is on before you attempt to get under these. So we just push that up there now, and hopefully I can push that in there, pull that round a bit. Sorry, I'm getting in your way. Well, that nearly worked. Try again. Push it up, belt in, and then press it down so that it gets past and in between this pulley here. Now, your belt should be slack like that. That's how you want it initially. It only tightens up when you put it in to drive this. So the next thing to do is to hold the blade steady, and then we're going to loosen this, and we're going to replace this blade. And as you can possibly see, the pins have sheared off on the blade, and the blade is completely destroyed and had better days. So we're going to completely replace this blade as well. Well, fingers crossed, that's the theory. So let's give this a go. Right, so this is the old blade, and that's the new one. Look at how bent and twisted and destroyed this is. I mean, this has obviously been on a number of years, but hitting that great big cobble that it took up inside, it's a wonder it didn't do more damage than it did. And here we have a replacement. I just need to be able to get the blade boss off, the old blade boss off, so that I can get this fitted, and that's proven a bit more difficult than I anticipated. Right, so this is the blade boss, and as you can see, there's a woodruff key goes down the side of there to lock it in place. And what happened with the old one is it's snapped these two nipples right off, and the centre ring shear is flat. And what that does is it sits inside that and locks your blade securely and keeps it central and stops it bouncing around. That's what that's for. So I ordered a couple of these just to be on the safe side, because if you hit another big cobble you could easily shear those pins off. So I'm just waiting for the WD-40 to hopefully kick in and see if I can knock the boss off the bottom. Right, success. So it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't need the pullers in the end. The WD-40 worked wonders, and I got right up in the back of there with the squirty, and I just left that to soak for 20 minutes, half hour or so. And then what I used was just used this hammer. Now don't go mad, you just gently tap it one side, tap it another side, tap this side, tap that side, and then use your hand and try to free it, and eventually doing that it does come away. And that's the old boss. Completely destroyed. Brand new one on, brand new blade on, brand new belt. I'll give it a new spark plug now. Oil top up, filters being cleaned, should be good as new. Right, so I've just replaced the spark plug as well. This simply pulls off access to the old spark plug. Unscrew it. There's the old one. It was still working, but I thought if I'm stripping it to clean it and service it, I might as well give it a new plug. We'll put that in the box just as a backup, but brand new spark plug in there as well, and job's a good one. Let's check the oil now and then get a drop of oil in there if it needs it. So another note I want to make at this point before I forget. With the new belt, probably because of the newness of it, I couldn't put it into drive. And what I had to do, I discovered that this was an adjuster, and I had to unscrew the backside and screw this one up, and I had to take that back as far as it would go and screw this down to tighten up on there. And with that gave me drive, the blade drive back again, because you couldn't lock the lever in place because of the newness of the belt. Now obviously if it wears, then we know we just got to retighten those again, a little bit at a time. It's just with the newness of the belt. So just for anyone who thinks, well, now my lawnmower doesn't work, to save you fighting, just back this off and tighten that one up. They're the adjusters I adjusted so that the drive, the blade drive handle will lock into place. How sweet is that engine?